This is Chinte, your coffee addicted Swede. Today we're going to have a little talk about the new hack and slash from Wargaming, Pagan Online, which is in early access right now. We're gonna have a little talk about different mechanics and what I like and what I don't like with the game, and trying to give an overall opinion about the game. So I hope you stay. It's a pretty long video and I hope it brings some thoughts to you about the game. Anyways, let's jump right into it. When it comes to the hero design, I think the developers have outdone themselves. They've done an amazing job. Of the 3 heroes I've played so far, none of them feel the same. Lucan is this infinite spell slinger. You always have a spell to cast. It's a flow to the combat that is so nice to have. It's why Lucan is the main character that I'm playing. I love him so much. I might be a little biased about it, but the feeling that you always have something to cast is a blessing when you are a wizard or sorcerer player like myself. And then you hop over to King Witch and then you just mash out damage. You don't have the same flow like Lucan, but I mean, you press the right mouse button and you smash down that axe and you see everything fly. It's gorgeous. You get an army just rushing towards you. Okay, guess what? You got a whirlwind and you just chop 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 all the way to victory. And it's like every hero has their fun moments and strength and weaknesses, of course, but you can feel that, and you can feel that they are different. So hats off to the developers for making that happen. Absolutely, I love it. Let's take a look at the combat, because combat in every hack and slash is the backbone of the game. Same here in Pagan Online, and this is where I feel that the developers should have a lot of credit. They have absolutely outdone themselves in the combat. Combat is fluent, as we're gonna see in a second here, and it's enjoyable. You're gonna lose track of time, I promise you. So you come into the game and you're locked into a mini instance or zone, if you like to call it that. The enemies comes in waves, and if you defeat a certain amount of waves, you get to the next area, or in this case a survival mission. You get to choose, do you want to have another wave? So you're always in combat, at least in the survival mode. And the big game changer that is caught me by surprise, let me tell you that, is the movement with the WASD button that makes the combat so fluid. It makes it easy to dodge everything, kiting potential. And to be honest, I was just expecting, when I heard the feature about controlling it with the keyboard, okay, it's a nice new mechanic to, you know, set it aside from other ARPGs. But let me tell you, it's changes the whole concept. I cannot stress this enough, and makes the whole experience more comfortable to play. So yeah, whoever came up with that idea, credits to that person. Absolutely marvelous. And yeah, this is basically how the combat feels and plays. I am in a low difficulty now because I just wanted to showcase it, the standard combat. And yeah, it's enjoyable. The visuals are awesome. It flows like few games I've seen. So I do really enjoy the combat in this game. Anyways, moving on to the next part. Okay, next step, abilities. So you have the left mouse button, right mouse button, standard, default, middle mouse button. I have changed mine though, because yeah, middle mouse button is not a great choice in my opinion. Shift, E, space, F ability. It's the same on all characters. They have the same amount of spells and abilities. And I feel like all of the abilities bring something to the table. You have a defensive or movement, which is basic on the shift. And you have this ultimate ability that is resource costy and do a lot of damage. The meteor, for example, that the Lucan has is amazing. It does a lot of damage. King Witch has execution, I think it's called, and if you get them down to a certain HP threshold, you can instantly kill an enemy. So it brings a lot of damage, which it should, the F or ultimate ability. And I think they covered all the abilities that you want in a combat to make it fluent and have mobility. I've never been in a situation where mobility wasn't enough from my abilities, which is a success, to be honest. So the standard abilities are good. The issue I have with the abilities, and I'm gonna cover that in the talent system section later on. But yeah, I mean, there are good abilities. No abilities on Lucan feels the same as the abilities on King Witch. So it's like they nailed that one too. It's really good. You feel that yet again the classes play differently. Not only in the looks, like the effects and stuff like that, but the actual abilities brings out different character flavor. Alright, next up is the town, or as they call it in this game, the Pantheon. First off, the visual is absolutely stunning. They have done such a great job with all the visual effects. It looks gorgeous, even the particles in the air. You get this mystical feeling. I love it. It's like, if you're a role-playing player, you're gonna love the artwork here, which you should do in all the gaming scenarios in Pagan Online, because yeah, even in early access, everything looks gorgeous. You have the different hubs, so you can go to them and utilize crafting abilities. Some things we don't even know yet, like this one. Or if you are like me, that you like to be time efficient, you go in on mission because of you want to have the maximum amount of loot in the least amount of time. You know, the standard hardcore player, like every second matters. You can utilize the UI, which is like the battle gate, the missions. Okay, well, I forgot to craft something before I go. I don't even have to move my character. I can just click on the crafting. Oh shoot, I need to upgrade my ability before I go out. Yeah, sure, I can do that without even moving the character. Or, well, you know, I don't really feel like playing Lucan right now, so I'm gonna go ahead to the Hero Forge and pick up King Witch instead. So simple, you don't have to waste time moving to different areas like in other games. It's all in a mouse button click away. And it's a really nice feeling. I like it. You have the options, you're not denied any options. You can either be more of a roleplay and be proper and go to the hub, or you can use the UI. Which, in my case, the dev should have a lot of creds for, because it saves so much time. Right, let's talk about the second last point of this video, the crafting and loot. Because it is a loot game, and I don't know about you guys, but I get that warm fuzzy feeling in my stomach when those purple or orange drop. But hey, that might just be me because I'm weird. And this is where you feel that the game is in an early access stage. And it's one of the only negative sides to this game. The crafting works so you take a base item and you take a recipe and you merge them, and the final product get both the base item and the recipe's enchantment. So let's take a spell damage bonus ring. If I take that and combine the recipe with a strength, I'm gonna get a spell damaged strength ring. Okay, if I have a recipe for intelligence, I'm gonna get spell damage bonus intelligence ring. And if I have a ring that is, yeah, you get my point. I like the combination of the recipe and the ring. What I don't like is that if you don't have a base item, a white colored item, you can't use that for crafting in the early access. I don't know if they're gonna change it, but at the moment it feels like you are better off taking up the base items than taking up the purple or orange colored ones, the legendaries. And this is kind of not giving me the right feeling in a loot game. If a legendary drops, I want to feel like this is nice, this is what I really want, this is what I've been farming for. But the chances are that it's going to be better to mass up on the base items and hope for a recipe to drop. So the recipes are divided into rare and epic. So if I take this epic ring recipe, I need to have a ring that is between 11 and 20. It doesn't matter what ring it is, as long as it has those level requirements. And if I combined a ring with this recipe, I'm going to get the ring base stat and also strength and poison damage in a random amount. I don't need to have a specific ring, as long as it is in that level range, which is fine, I like it. Doesn't, you know, exclude too much. And also you are rewarded for being in a specific place. The main problem here though is when we go over to the blueprints. The blueprints are the recipes for the legendaries. So we go ahead and click over to that one. As you can see, I have the entire inventory full with them. Might have been farming a little bit too much. But let's go ahead and look at the flame regalia, one of the items I've been chasing for quite some while. I'll drag that one over there. And now, first of all, when I click on the recipe, I had no idea what kind of weapon it was. All I knew from the recipe intro was that it was a weapon and nothing else. That's all I get. It's not until I click this screen here that I see, oh, it's a staff. And also, I need to have a wizard staff. I can't have some other staff or other level range or anything. It has to be this staff. And at this moment, we don't really have a good source of telling what kind of staffs or weapons drops in which area and stuff like that, which really makes it a pain to find that stuff. Now I was lucky, I have the wizard staff, but then I need an artifact, which is kind of a legendary material, but it has different stats and effects on it. It comes in several tires, but I have no idea what tire the wing of something is. It might be a tire 2, it might be a tire 5, I have no clue. So I feel like the information given in the crafting system is kind of a downside. If I have my mouse button over this, I should have information tablet like, yeah, the wing of is a tire 4 artifact and it does this and that. It's like more information. Same over here. Give an information tablet. Elemental force gives intelligence, spell power damage. And I know this because I have the information from another place, but give me information while I'm crafting. It's like it's an easy fix and it helps the player so much. So yeah, I hope to really fix that. And as I said, this is where you get reminded that it's still in an early access stage. So what I want to take with you from the crafting is that it's more worth taking a base item and having a successful crafting than sometimes picking up epic or even legendary items sometimes. It feels more rewarding. All my upgrades that I have taken except one has come from the crafting. And I like the crafting system, I like the idea of it, but it is not polished enough. And yet again, early access, folks. So I hope they fix it. And that's about it with the crafting. We're gonna move over to the last part of the video now. Alright, so let's talk about the last thing in this video. The abilities or talents, whichever you like to call it. And this is the second negative thing I have to say about the early access, at least. You can upgrade your spells, but all you get right now is, well, some damage upgrade, and then you can get maximum enemy hits, like these small changes. And it isn't really impactful, because it doesn't really bring much in the table. You need to have potency points, and you also need to have material, like if I click this one, I need this and this and that, and also some legendary crafting material. So yeah, it takes some while to farm up the abilities. I like that, but they need to expand it. And also, I read on the official Discord of this game, Pagan Online, that they are working on a more advanced talent system. And that brings so much joy into my heart to hear. Because this is one of the, I wouldn't say sheep, but the poorer elements of the game. So the joy when I read that they are working on a better talent system, it's really gonna bring that extra spice to life. And yeah, quite enjoy it. Alright, so overall, Pagan Online Early Access from Wargaming is, in my books, a great game, and I say that without any obligations to say it or anything. It's my personal opinion. Sure, it got a few things that it needs to fix, but hey, as I said, it's an early access. And it's a single player game right now, but they are working on the co-op, so you can play with friends on a later date. And I think when that comes, it's just gonna shine. The main thing, the combat, they have already nailed in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, if you like hack and slash, you're going to like this game, and you are going to fall in love with the movement system they have applied in this game, because I did. On a last note, my friend said when I was going to start play this game, oh, it's from Wargaming, so you're gonna have microtransactions. I'm gonna say this once. All the hours I played, I haven't even seen a window that you can do microtransactions. So as of this date, 25th of April, no microtransactions in this game. When you pay for the game, you get what you get, which I enjoy. I mean, if you pay for a game, you should have the game. It feels good. And that's all for me for today. Next up, I am probably going to do a tutorial or in-depth look at Lucian to showcase him as a hero, because yeah, it's my main hero and I quite do enjoy him, and I want to share what I know about him to the rest of the community. If you'd like to see me live, please stop by my Twitch channel. I'm gonna put a link in the description. If you would like to have more videos about Pagan Online, please tell me. If I've done something wrong in this video, please tell me. I always enjoy good feedback and conversation. This is all from Chinte. I'm gonna go and drink some coffee now, and I hope you, yeah you, have a blast of a day.